A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Game Changers, your #1 tech service show whose aim is to bring you up to speed on trending and emerging technologies that are adaptable in and out of our daily interactions. My name is Tabitha Muthoni, and coming up, the mTeller app, an app that is helping farmers and agro dealers on how to go about agricultural input markets. But first, let's have a look at tech trends, or rather what has been trending in the tech market. Now, moving on, we see that Google's Live Transcribe app to increase self-dependency among the deaf. Google has introduced into the East African market a live transcribe app that is set to help people who are deaf and have difficulty in hearing by capturing whatever is said in word form to enable them read. The app also has a feature that will capture sound from the audio impaired, sharpen their speeches, and make them more coherent. During a media briefing yesterday on Monday, Saga, the engineer behind the app, noted that it will go a long way in aiding the communication of those with hearing impartiality, which will empower them to be self-dependent and economically attractive in the job market. Let's listen in at what he had to say.
Live Transcribe is an app that we made for the Android Play Store that is purpose-built for the deaf and hard of hearing. It allows somebody from the deaf and hard of hearing community to talk to somebody in the hearing community by giving captions in real time for free in over 70 languages and over 150 countries. The idea is that by giving you captions really fast, you can participate in a conversation and meaningfully share your ideas. There are over 70% people in the deaf and hard of hearing community have a very high unemployment rate, which means that and one of the core reasons that we think that is true is because of communication pathways. And we think that since this app can allow you to work in certain scenarios, etc., without needing or scheduling like a professional interpreter, it can expand your job horizons and different opportunities for where you can have a meaningful lifestyle.
Quite fun enough that he's only 26 and quite making strides in the tech industry. And now moving on, we see that Google created a Nigerian accent maps. Google at the Google for Nigeria launch last week employed machine learning to generate the Nigerian accent for maps. And one of the biggest problems in the world being language barriers, there are some use cases where using the local dialect for an app could be beneficial. For that, Google has their Maps platform, which has turn-by-turn navigation, where it added the navigation instructions in a Nigerian voice for both car and motorcycle modes, so that local names and places get pronounced as they should be. Kola Tubosun, who led the Nigerian team that developed the voice for Google, said that they settled on phonetic parameters that commonly apply to the Nigerian English or the Pidgin dialect. Once settled on guidelines and local pronunciations, they recruited someone to record the text. They then used machine learning to create a synthesis that used the team's guidelines and the voice recorded. This was then used to create an unlimited amount of speech created by computing as Google updates the app with local addresses. Now, this is very interesting because the Pidgin English has been extended beyond the Google Maps to other apps like Google Go, Google Lens, and Bolo, a new educational reading app for children. And moving on, digital transactions. So as Equity Bank Kenya showcases strong in the first half of the financial year 2019. Now, for some time now, Equity has been executing an innovative business strategy dubbed Equity 3.0 that focuses on digitization and virtualization, as well as augmenting customer experience and what the lender calls disruption of delivery channels. In today's staging of the half year 2019 financial reveal, Equity reported a 10% jump in profit before tax, as well as an 18% growth in total assets to hit 638.7 billion Kenya shillings for 542.02 billion that was recorded in the same period in 2018. The results further highlight the gains made from the aforementioned virtualization and digitization, where the number of loans disbursed hit the 2 million mark, of which 93% were paid via the organization's Equitel mobile channels. Branches dispersed the remaining 7%. All right, that's all we had on our tech trends, or rather today in tech, and we take a short break, but when we come back, we get to talk to Mr. Peter Njoroge, the project manager at Mtela, an agro-commodities app that is helping farmers and agro dealers on how to source for agricultural inputs. We take a short break. Game changes. We'll be right back.